I put you to sleep with nonsense, drawing from life. A book bound in leather, its pages bid us up, and upwards we go, on the wings of a raptor, through cumulus clouds beyond the distant shores of our cares. We rise like speckled chocolate. The wings uplift through the atmosphere. A speck, an orb glows faintly, then grows stronger. 4, 5, is that where we go? Where peace runs over the hills in laughing brooks and chiseled tools. Yes, we are invited. The cats of the land, 1, 4, 5 of them, have called us, and we bring tumblers of nectar, parceled pistachios, and every good thing. It is upon us in a flash. Tambourines in the nook of every birch. Numbers align the shapes of our deepest imagination. Unfathomable gulfs of clover, red, golden, trinkets of delicate exuberance, and still up we go. The north and the south join hands here. A table is set. Our mountain of ease beckons. We step forward in crystal courses, the pine and the cedar, and we wonder where, once, twice, embraced by the undergrowth. 9 steps beyond, maybe it's electric. The sawdust of time, tributaries of tools, working metal. Rune the Alcranto, patient, and sets out utensils. A kettle of water, why is that here? It's near boiling, and the leaves wait in anticipation. The cat has anticipated naps and mice into infinity. Somewhere in the distance, a crow convinces a sparrow of yesterday. Stand on which the lantern lay. Why August of 1829? Yesterday it was. We come to the feast. The table is set. The utensils are out. A lamp of architecture, a realm of delights, wrought in stone. 70 degrees, none the wiser the cat. Yet still upward we go, closer to the feast, plus, minus, 74. The 72 degrees, the cathedral of intricate mollusks, G, 174 even. We remember how that felt, the G, the 1, the 7-4, laughing together in birch and cedar and elm. The orb of cherry oak, the gloss of a vine, origami, and was it not, yesterday, arranged at the table, the better to see it, the paper folded nicely, dripping with the dew of travel mugs. They sought in vain the rays of the fading sun. A country of great measure, cats and cats in length, sunken delight in 5 narrow beds, lined and orderly on oak floors. An original harp, that's what they told us, an original harp, chiseled in epiphany like filters. Was it there? Was it at the next bend? Or underneath it all, in pockets of minor plates? The reflected ember has told us. The voice of the squirrel at dawn, he remembers. The henchmen of imagery, bringing ivory cockleshells, marching as they were, toward the heated center of hope. Round and about, every sphere of round balloon. They reflected the ember willingly. Round and about they went, restful, nestled in the elbow of an arbutus branch. The squire of fortune, was it there? The page of stingrays? That's where they found it. Another steamship, a treasury of mist and snow. The delicate lattice work on the palm of every disused towel. It breached the label it wore, tore its fibers. Its garments were cast aside like the memory of labor. BSPG, slipping into an occasion for nostalgia, eggs and the way they crack, the interludes of breakfasts upon breakfasts. The frost on the candy left out. Overnight, it has become something more. 2.187 even. And we wonder, how 2.187? And yet, even so, the flight of chickens when the fox of time harasses the geese, even they do so light-heartedly. Was it not here? Was it not in the farmyard of time? The broom and the loam, they have seen it. Pewter cast of a doorknob, briskly shaken leaves. They glimmer without haste. A string, red and taut, the fibers intertwined over many years. Our forefathers, our foremothers, our forechildren, all gathered round to the red string. Here nor there, broom, loam, effervescence, and a line of letters all the way through them. The string goes from one room to the next, and out of it come dewdrops. It is all hung about with brass bells. They tinkle, and the cats laugh again. The bicycle, similarly red, 3 inches tall, it may do that. It may gather unto itself a host of fractal admirers. They have gathered together, and they do admire. Tables and chairs align. They hope to see as well. Wherever in their reedy limbs they may jump or dance, they've been polished to a sheen in which the baby may see herself. Eons of ages, crowds have gathered, and they never anticipated the weight of dew in the streams. The future of sound is held there, the field, bound up like a purple shawl. The sound is a shawl that is purple and blue or red. Manure on a cold field and the way it looks in first light. A clock ignites somewhere in the east, ignites at its leisure. The ignominy of a blush at noon, sweltering peacocks. Was it always such? Generations have asked. The feverfew of the field may know. The goldenrod, the subtle bending flight of geese. They were entranced, and yet they were, nevertheless, with stakes and birches and palms, surrounded by hay, reclining on the rim of a glass forever at ease. Was it the shuttered glass? Was it the western gale? One must ask the ants. They raise their glasses again. The entrampments, the orantron, the embar far beyond. The ants raise their glasses yet again. The entrapments of a bluebird, they ponder daily, singularly focused as they sip the morning dew. Not all corners, though every one in its quarter. They forge on into the valley. They see what they may find there, turn over every stone, find seeds and berries, dried with the months. The rapid descent of ages brought them 5s and 2s and 4s, encased in globular refectory, 9 solid chairs for each of them. Heretofore 4, 2, 1 even, blasted confectionery, sprinkled with balsam wood. Its maker slack has left a crack, and into this the ants may discover the 5 crystal courses. 4 blasted, encrusted gems, cool, quiet, in the crate of meaning. Nevertheless, its maker has hidden it. The maker, she knows it will be found in its own time, slack, easeful, a lowly place, a lowly pace. Having set forth at the rise of the first tide, nectar of the tissue, seam of the pillow, the numbered pleading of graphs, casting graphs like nets around even the largest vessel. Not around, but encompassing it 2 by 4 by S by T, a completed fantasy round about, the eraser of grit and stone, eons of grit, smoothed stone. The expert turning of a stick, the fabled north, outermost tips where budding happens, to 4, even the R, or by chance the P. From this vantage point, under the table, he sits quietly. 2, 3 sturdy lines, more sturdy than the last ones. A hesitant possum, enfeebled with winter, takes refuge there. The cat had considered this many times. The ants did not, nor did they consider the bifold turn of a drop of honey. Clasp and manacle, drift and fog. It was into this that we discovered all of the gems, all of the right angles, all of the letters lined up nicely. Interspersed as it was with notes from summertime, the ants recollected the final June. That was 10 years ago, and there have been 30 Junes since, all packed into a my, and the The former glory of packets of sand also remembered, heavy and laughing, mingling with grouse and care. The northern escarpment, pastel smudges they remembered. Was it always the case? The golden oar says elsewise, 1 and 5. The flap of a bird, and the oar gets a new stream. As time goes on, 90 degrees up, and upwards it goes through the wool fibers of every rug. I came to a deep gully and lit a fire. Sat and remembered pulleys and antlers doing their ancient work, less and more. Was it always? They asked. 07B, coiled in a chair of greater purpose. Seasoned with ice and fire notes on a scale, they heap them up, the cats at their work and at play. Neurons fighting again, firing a brisk rendition of the oldest song. Faces on the left and 2 inches above the frame. However, the raven casts doubt on a green velvet pillow, yet again. Not only that, but water joins with the raven, carving out pockets for the fish of eons. They are bemused. They look back and they wonder. They sink into the ready tilt of Saturn yet again. Never rushing, not hasty in its enjoyment of scallops, nor wondering where they came from. It wonders, however, where the scallops have been. It wonders every angle, every number that ever was or ever could be. Gathered with care into an old woman's change purse, the red, the purple, the embroidered delicacy of it, silken swaths coiled with cotton. She sits at the bus stop, the one right in front of her house, unaware of the ages enclosed in her handbag. The 7th degree on A to Z, 1. Reclanter, beglamper, and the reclusive bent of latter-day weasels. The moon also supports the earth for the benefit of wasps in their larval form. 2 and 1, 1 and 2. They flutter with wings delicate as stable grass. The token of chance, the reclusive wasp. 2 tokens of chance, gathering unto itself 2 crisp melons, and even H gave care to 27, yet again. Wherever they went, nevertheless, never the more, left, right, they slid in a feverish pitch to the train. They caught it in time for apple strudel, warm from the oven, diamonds alongside watching expectantly. Heaped up was every equation that might unlock the mysteries of the color blue, and how the tools were arranged in the shed. Not only that, but all that came before, ice and apples, every living inchworm, green with the leaf it was born on. Automatic door, lined bookshelves, parchment paper. The old woman looked over and she said, "I will go. I will find the stone of forgetfulness. I will bring it here for our soup, and it will tell us many things as we eat. Let us give it ear, for it has seen to the winds. It has tasted the soup of pumpkin squash, ginger, sprinkle of cinnamon. The garlic and the leeks and the chives coalesce in a cauldron of hope. We will give it ear, for it has seen, and it will tell us." "Might we tunnel through the stone?" the cat asks. "Ask patience and listen for 10,000 years. Ask the flea and get silence. A silence of ease, for it jumps before the third word be spoken. A ministry of sound and angles. 5 right angles, arranged by color in a laminate sign. It sits above the bus stop, where several moons hover just above it. The moons lean in and hearken to the words of children. Knights and their lozenges, manageable magazines, cats in their fur. They all gather round the laminate sign. A pink haze in a vase of magnolias sits. It seems to me a fitting passage into light. A word on the hill is still. A word spoken later is after all. Why don't we go there, laden with marigolds and headphones, packets of mustard, a relish of utensils? There might we see the end of a pencil or the shorn side of a sheep. Let's stay there a while, weather permitting, and gloss every packet of ketchup while we might. GR 437, even the 5 and the 9. Norwegian crows, flying clockwise between the patterned hand towels. The patterned hand towels of July stand at attention, L1. Might we not also? It's a question every bookshelf holds an answer to, and every bookshelf might consider. The lulling effect of time's great engine, monotonous, braiding great cables of intention into ropes. A 0.1, Ron 2, apple core, cistern. A Richter scale of ones and twos sits just beyond us, the 0.1s, the lullaby of engines, and yet we discover yet more. The journey south has eased our burden, and we feel light, with the myth of Sisyphus melting away into the morning mist. A puppet with googly eyes discarded next to a bin. He tastes not the pomegranate of youth while he holds forever in his hands. Every month of June, a pressure cooker of nettled daisies. Foliage, greenery, 21, 2 and 4 even. The never-ending phantasm of Grecian vessels. They gather near in the east, and light spills to the west. Raccoons no more than even the newest leaf, the vessels of the east and the remains of the west coming together in a prolific claw. The claws on a firstborn shrew, the beak of an oval cherub. But did not the carpet of stars tell us once? Rulers and fickle plans of ordinary cardboard in unprecedented landscapes. It was a meaningful time then. The landscapes, not for naught. The caterpillar yearns for it. The stables once again are full of them, and tables may yet be filled, adorned as they were with paisley rivers. The miner will have his wheat. Was it not just yesterday that the pitter-patter of coffee on a yellow turn of phrase rejuvenated us? Nevertheless, time goes on, emboldered, soldered, clompered, pervasive. The question remains, the question of a bright star amidst a chapel embroidery. Care and take care, purple, orange, 7 silly Definias. They come together yet again on the tabled embroidery of the past. Lined up notes on a scale, east and west meet at G minor yet again. Fibers, frictions, and every worm that settles underneath the golden house. They wait for summer. They know it will come, and yet even the garden remembers, and the crow laughs. Like malt in a cup, turned sideways, it froths with its delicious, milky chocolate. Bubbles form and rise up and escape into the atmosphere. They go up and up and up to that glittery dot, and the dot grows near and becomes a planet, and there the persimmons and the possums join together in a garland of remembrance. Was it here that the apple and the encrusted gems of times past come together? The automatic door of the mind might be programmed into those long-forgotten vistas. Oxygen rises up, turns into a pudding on which we might fill our bellies. It is a custard wrought in the nearest star. And the cat wondered once again where and why and how. And yet the answers came in custard on a spoon. Mouthfuls of custard, and the ant and the cat were satisfied. The meaning of it went into their blood, and they never forgot again. The most distant polar bear, walking. He didn't need a reason for this voyage. The voyage was reason enough. His white coat against the white snow, dirtied by comparison. Only he would hope. He did hope, in fact, for words with 3 syllables, in order to practice them amongst the hills and valleys of snow. In that long northern winter, permafrost and perma-peace. The vistas of the sky opened up wide for them, and he might look up and be at once among them. He might lay himself down in a valley of ice and gaze up at the stars and dance among them. He might practice 3-syllable words while he does that. See how they sound as they echo across the valley. Moths discover such. Moths and valleys with light gleaming through them. That thread that comes through from the bedroom, wall to wall, tinkling with bells. It was as though every tool lined up for this purpose had been sharpened ready for use, and the sawdust reformed itself into a log for burning, and they took warmth. They ground, and they glomped, and they slithered through time like silver melted and delicious. How did the silver sound as it echoed? It was an urban sound, the sound of trains and metal, the sound of hinges and bolts, and yet somehow it came together in an orchestra of meaning. For 5 months, an encasement of intention brewed there, girded with hope. For 5 months the breezes came, 2 months the sun, and whispering folds have given their peace. The fish swam around as it had for those full months. It caught a scud on its beak. It winged its feather, and in the cauldron of peace it had yet another seed. Know not thy tunnels, he said, thy tunnels in the loam of ages. The ant and the seed have been there, and the soil, and the utensils, and every good thing. Fortify the mud, fortify the thimbles and fill their dew from the morning. And the ants were glad to hear this. They gathered unto themselves plates and set out a grand feast of Harknell, Lomper, and Esgrinter. Never before had they feasted thus, and they celebrated with harp and signal, and timbrel and vanticle. The ivory and the loam came in as well. Every alder branch from every birch tree on every paisley bush. Yet, nevertheless, what remained did not embark. What remained of the loam, the twigs, and the dried lavender buds. They had known yet the tunnels, and they sought instead to get under the golden house, carve themselves out a little home. Carve themselves out as before. Yesterday, the cow was reminded of the hillside where dusk remained in dump trucks set out at the beach, the envy of sandy glades, the knee of the black shirt on the blonde hair of the girl. And was it not yet before of the angle of the yarn on 2 chairs? And do you not want to ask me a question? Give a thumbs up, if such is the case. The golden-haired girl, standing at my left, dost thou have a question? If thou dost, thumbs up. Yet 10 minutes longer. Is that acceptable? The ant asked. Is that acceptable? 5 minutes hence? 5 minutes hence? She goes away, smiling but disappointed, and closes the door of the evergreen willow. And even then, the fabled escrow goes beneath. Yesterday, she was reminded of the hillside with the dump trucks. They were happy to see them, all of the dogs. Their tails wagged, and their wags tailed. Right angles on the shore, 3 visitors from a faraway place they were, puppies among them. They wondered, that fabled escrow on a chance of wings? Is that where this is? The file of epiphanies, 2, 8, B, and even 9? The furniture of the mind is where they took their peace. Every candle an asset, and every couch a place to recline. The lowliest cat and the silverest moon even, they all came together and they danced in circles, slowly and peacefully. Ronton, Esplanda, Caraway, Zygote, Entreatiest, busy byway. Creeping ever south on pine needles, they set forth. It was always that way in enchanted April. Implanted maples, seasoned oars guiding a canoe laden with good things to friendly places. Every April, thus they set out. Swooning and lowing, the dolphins watched them go. Nevertheless, never the more, they said. A ship again to this enchanted realm, a canoe of memory, the gabled frame of a house. And there again, yet again, Galileo and Maria on the shore to see them off. To Istanbul, to horizons with crisp leaves. They set off and they sang shanty songs of ages past. Modeled after it, high seats of cherry oak. The songs they sat on were sturdy. The lathe of interspersing vestibules. The recycling bin, the straws they found within it. All of these things wrought the clock of dinner spread before us. Chairs on stands, carpet visions. It took 3 nights and 3 days, and then 2 months more. Never had they seen such a thing before. Can we not mark this spot? They asked. Does the page not keep us here? Does her effort call us forth from beneath the ferns and ivy? The graph might tell us, and the accounts of the squirrels might give ear. It does, as the signage of the hills would tell us. The snail on a log at his desk and at his reclining chair simultaneously, working and at leisure, always. Elbows of the stairs where the pollen has gathered, the timesheet of diamonds, casting sparkles yet again on the graph and the lined paper. Their voyage lasted 41 days, and then another 5, and then 2. They may be traced on a map, with charcoal or with ink. They went in circles upwards and upwards ever into the atmosphere. There they met the bluish sketches of light that they had only heard spoken of before, and they went through it as a curtain, the deer and the bear waiting for them on the other side, the antelope laughing from the sidelines, the pick of the crop, the shovel, the saw, and the harpsichord. Wheat upon barley is what they found there, and they harvested all of the utensils with which they might eat, muffled laughter, and there they took their fill, just as before and just as after. They had come to the end of their voyage, and there the bear welcomed them. The deer has tried to remember every look and every glance and every funny thing that the bear said afterwards. And the deer has written these down. The bear and the deer are the record keepers of that voyage. And every and anon, and hence, and then, yes, Tronton, and then by goes I, and gold I, or a course I, and tooling notebook, yesterday, and the glimmer star, a gold star, thank you. I thought I Christ I oh